Hey everyone, Cooper here, host of the fine podcast you're listening to. I just want to let you know that the episode you clicked on has a format that is very heavily inspired by a podcast called The Bookening. To be clear, our thoughts and opinions in this episode are our own, but the format is very similar to this podcast. I just wanted to give you a heads up and give credit where it is due. With that out of the way, enjoy the show. Coming up next, Booking It reads The Chronicles of Narnia. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Booking It. I'm, of course, your humble and eloquent host, Mr. Cooper Cobbs, and I'm here to start off a joyous sixth semester of podcasting with my two good friends, Mr. Isaiah Radsky.
Hi.
And Mr. Tanner Lewis.
Howdy.
Or James Tanner Lewis, depending on how he's feeling. But we haven't introduced you as James in a while, Tanner, so I'm just going to confuse the new people. And
Never
call
do
you
that.
James for some reason throughout the podcast. Anyway, guys, we're back. It is after Christmas break. Well, not really. We still have about another week of Christmas break, but it's after Christmas time. We're beginning the new year, and it's the sixth semester of us podcasting. Can you believe that? We're coming up on 3 years this summer. We'll get our 100th episode in later this spring. I can't think of. I mean, man. I never thought we'd make it this far, guys. I never did.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
Yep. By the way, you guys weren't able to be
not all
on.
of us made it, but...
Oh, well, hey, whoa.
Dark thoughts over here. Dark thoughts with Isaiah.
Hey, we lost some along the way, you know. I was thinking, you guys weren't able to be on the other episode where I talked about the books that we're going to be doing for the spring. You guys have any thoughts that you want to share? Obviously, we talked about Narnia today, but... any other thoughts on the other books that we're going to be doing?
No, not really. I mean, interesting discussions that are going to arise.
Yep.
Okay, Tanner, what's your favorite outside of Narnia? What are you most looking forward to talk about?
I'm looking forward to roasting Keeper of the Lost Cities on a full episode and just like going to town.
Wow, okay.
I hate it.
People, for those of you who don't know, Tanner has read every single book of The Keeper of the Lost Cities, pre-ordered the most recent one, and read it in a day, and is
he
still
says
looking forward
he
to
hates
roasting
it, apparently.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to finish the story now.
You're too invested to give up now.
That's true. I mean,
I've spent too much money and invested too much time to not know how it ends.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Don't
I know
do
how you
it.
feel.
Don't do what I did.
All right. Is there what's your favorite book you're looking forward to?
I don't really know. I like most of the books that we're doing, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're talking about Narnia today. We're doing a little prelude episode, as I call it. We're going to get some baggage or history of all of us with Narnia. Then we're going to get some opening thoughts, I guess, on our past experiences with Narnia, and talk about what we think is going to happen, how we're going to feel about the books this go around, what our favorite book we think is going to be, and our least favorite book. And then we'll come back after we've done all the books at the very end, and we'll do a recap, looking back episode, and see if we got our predictions right in this episode. So that'll be fun. So I guess first off, what are your baggage with Narnia, guys?
I'm stealing this first one. Okay. Up until the first time that I read Narnia, all that I had read were these biographies of all of these influential people. It was about 150, 200 pages long each book, and I read all of them. And so I walk into the kitchen one day, and we'd had this book, and ironically in our pantry. I have no idea why. What? This was at one of my older houses, and it was just like this massive pantry. And we had books inside of it. Like adult books. I don't know why. Anyways, there had been this book there that had intrigued me for a little while, and I'd never worked up the courage to ask for it. And so I had come into the kitchen, and I had shown my parents the last book that I had read. I think I was like 7 or 8 at this time. And I had just shown them that I had just finished this book, and it was the last one that we had of all these biographies. And both of my parents looked at each other and they said, "It's time." And so, my dad walks into the pantry and gets this book high off the shelf, and I'm like,
What is
"Man,
Seriously,
this is a true story, guys. This is not fake." And it is a big collection of every single Chronicles of Narnia book. And so I take
it's all
this.
in one book.
It's only one book. So I take this 1,000+ page book as an 8-year-old, and I read all of the Chronicles of Narnia within 2 months.
Nice.
I was very proud of myself.
Yeah.
That's my baggage.
Nice. Any
Nice.
other baggage with C.S. Lewis you want to share? Like, what other Lewis have you read and interacted with? He's a big Lewis fan over here, Mr. Lewis.
Yes, Mr. Lewis loves Lewis. I think I've so if I remember correctly, I've read a lot of his nonfiction. I've read all of his fiction, and yeah, it wasn't until recently that I started doing that, though. I think within the past 2 or 3 years.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's it.
So
What about
my
you?
baggage. Jeez. Okay. I gotta remember. I don't know. I think I was like 6 or 7 when I first heard of the Chronicles of Narnia. And let's see, what was it? I think it was because my dad decided to start reading the books out loud to me and Becky. And so yeah, we went through the whole series, and then a couple years later, I reread the series on my own and loved it even more than the first time, because the first time I was younger and honestly forgot most of the stuff that I read.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's about my baggage with Narnia. Yeah, I think it's a great book series, and yeah.
When was the last time you've read them all together, all the way through?
I'd say it was about 2 years ago.
2 years? Okay.
I think.
Okay,
Maybe,
I think it's the
maybe
same
3.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
my siblings just recently finished listening to all of them through Audible, so my touch
Nice.
up is extensive. Blah, 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 words.
Yes.
Yes.
Extensive and intense.
Extensive
Yes.
and intense. Yes.
There we go.
Yes. I didn't listen to
Nice.
all of it, but I came in for my favorite parts, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, my baggage. So, I mean, I have so many memories with Narnia, but most of them start probably when I was 6 or 7 and older. So, I think that my first memory, my grandpa was over babysitting us, and Prince Caspian, the movie, the Disney one, was on, and I remember watching like the first couple minutes, like 10 minutes of that, and I had to go to bed. And I think that was my first memory. I was very confused. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I didn't know that it was Narnia or anything like that. And then I think my dad started to read aloud Narnia to all of us, and he read the first book aloud, and then, I mean, he was just too slow. So I kind of, picked up the books and went on my own from there. So to this day, I'm not sure, like, there's been this continual Narnia read aloud since my sisters were like 4, and I'm still not sure they've read all of them out loud together. Both my sisters have read the Narnia all the way through. I think Sarah Jane actually just finished a read through. My youngest sister just a couple weeks ago. But I think my dad still has not finished reading The Last Battle to my sisters ever. So that's kind of funny, I think. But yes,
Wow.
I read it on my own, and I've read it several times through since. And yeah, most recent was about 2 years ago. I remember reading it actually over Christmas break 2 years ago at Big Ben, Tanner, actually, if you recall.
Oh, I do remember you were doing that. I was in the middle of...
Again.
What was I reading? I was reading something
I don't know.
good. I forgot what it was, though.
Was it Born Again? Were you reading Born Again? That would have been around the time.
I had
Born
already...
Again by Chuck.
I was reading Born
you're right, you
Again,
already
but... Calico Captive. That was good. That
Oh, okay.
was a good book.
That was actually one that my mom read aloud, and I was too bored to read it on my own, actually. But another discussion. So yeah, Narnia. I mean, obviously, I love Narnia. It's been a staple of my childhood. I don't think it's as like, it's Narnia is awesome. I'm just like not sure it has like as much depth as Lord of the Rings, which is probably why I prefer it. But like I think actually as one podcast I've listened to about it said, like it's hard to say Narnia is better than Tolkien when Narnia literally has Santa Claus show up, you know. So I mean, kind of fair argument, I guess. But I mean, obviously, I love Narnia. I've loved C.S. Lewis as an apologist. I've read his space trilogy. I've read bits and pieces of other stuff that he's done, obviously, and just I'm homeschooled, so I get like infatuated with
you're a
C.S. Lewis for
nerd.
some reason. Not necessarily. There are people who are way bigger C.S. Lewis nerds than I am. I actually have comparatively not read a lot. Like I haven't read Till We Have Faces. I haven't read Mere Christianity all the way through. I've read bits and pieces of it, but
Wait, you haven't read Mere Christianity all the way through?
not all the way through. Not all the way through. I know.
Okay, well, start reading
At
it.
some point, no, I have it.
Go.
At some point, I was going to do it, but then I'm like, you know what? At this point, I might as well just wait for next year when we have to do it for CC. So
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's my baggage. I guess movies. Because I mean, how do you feel about the Disney movies? Do you have anything to say about it? I don't know. There's much to say about them. Actually, hang on. I think if you go back to our first episode, I asked people what was their favorite movie adaptation of a book, and I feel like some of you might have said Narnia.
I feel like that might have been
very
me.
shocked. I think Matthew might have said it too.
Because when I was younger, my favorite movie of all time, like favorite movie then, it wasn't like Marvel, none of that. No, it was Prince Caspian.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I don't know why.
It's because Reepicheep. Guys, I literally cannot. Reepicheep is the best character in the Chronicles of Narnia. Like,
I mean, that's fair.
True.
there is no character with more
Okay,
puns.
well, hang on. Puddleglum, come on.
Okay, Puddleglum's a close second. But you don't get that jump in your stomach when you read The Last Battle when you see Reepicheep again.
True.
That's
True,
fair.
I guess. You're right. Your heart is. I mean, it is kind of a nice moment to see Mr. Tumnus talking to Lucy again in the last battle, though. Like, it's a nice moment.
I think
they
they were
ain't
all
like
nice
seeing Reepicheep
moments,
again.
but there's nothing like watching Reepicheep go over the wave into Aslan's country. Come on, guys.
True.
Like, Reepicheep is the character.
Okay, you're right. All right, you win. Well, here we are. We're talking about Narnia. That's our baggage. I mean, I guess we kind of like. I mean, movies aren't like awesome, but I mean, I think we agree. Like, the Voyage of the Dawn Treader is the worst one because it's just
Yep.
Yeah.
schlock and doesn't understand
Great way to describe it.
what Lewis wanted us to read. Anyway, I have some questions for you guys as we go into reading it again. I think all of us have. Tanner's heard bits and pieces of it recently. Me and Isaiah, it's been a couple years since we've read it. So, what are your expectations as we go in? Obviously, I think we're all anticipating to love it, but like just give a brief minute or two overview of what you think is going to happen, what your experience can be with Narnia this time around. Isaiah, why don't you go?
I don't know. I think that once I reread it again, I'll like it even more than before. It's kind of how it's been every time I reread it. I liked it better and better, or more and more.
Yeah.
Whatever the words for that.
Gooder and gooder, yes.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I think it'll be a fun book to do, or book series, and yeah.
Nice. Tanner?
I think it's going to be very nostalgic for me. Because there was a point in time where you guys kept a tally mark of how many times y'all read Harry Potter, Matthew specifically.
Just Matthew.
Just
Matthew.
Yeah.
And I kept a tally mark of how many times I read the Chronicles of Narnia, and I think that this will be my 9th time around.
Bro, what? Actually, I can't even talk. I've read Harry Potter more than 9 times, but
Yeah.
Like, I have some bits and pieces memorized, so like it's just like super nostalgic and like getting to go through it all the way again, figuring out. There's still a few like. I feel like I'm going to have to write a portion or like something that's not even going to compare, but I just need to have some kind of like golden days after after the during Cair Paravel in Narnia, the golden years. The golden age. I need more of that with the Pavincis.
Like the horse and his boy aged or in Narnia.
Yeah, I need more of that.
Yeah.
I need so much more of that.
Nice.
he needs more of that.
I mean, they say it in the last battle. I'm going off on a tangent here, but I need to do this.
Well, and here's the deal, Tanner. I feel you, but I think that the thing that we need most of, like the extension. What's I'm looking for a word. It's where you have a series, then you have a break off series, and like an extension series, like
Break off series.
no, like what is Book of Boba Fett to Mandalorian? It's a spin-off.
A spin-off.
The Narnia
yes.
spin-off that we need is Charn and
Yes.
Jadis and her sister and the deplorable word and the Civil War and all that kind of stuff. Sounds awesome.
I want another spin-off that goes into the deep. What do they call that? The silver chair. You have like 2 pages of it.
Oh yes,
where you can eat
Underworld,
diamonds.
that kinda,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I don't remember that.
That is literally
there's
my
a
favorite.
bunch of stuff in Silverchair.
That's my favorite section of the entire series, but it's not my favorite book. So I'm leaving that out.
Well, we'll talk about that in just a second after I get my expectations. So obviously I'm gonna love it again, I think, and I am really excited to see like what my favorite and least favorite are. I'll make a guess in a minute as I ask you guys. But last time I read through, like everything flipped. It's funny, as I've gotten older, the books that were my favorites when I was a lot younger are no longer my favorites, and the books that I didn't much like when I was younger are now my favorites. So it's really weird. It's really weird. But I'm really excited to read it again. I just want to see how much I'm going to love it, like what new gold and gems I'm going to take away and what quotes I'm going to use in impromptu speeches and things like that. I am
Of course, that's what
really
you would
looking
think.
forward. Yeah, yes. It's
Guys,
what
you should
what I have
hear
to think
his-
about now. That's what I have to think.
You should hear his lineup. He's doing like what you're doing 4 different speeches, and you're
No.
doing.
I have 6
Elden.
total speeches and debate.
What?
And I'm doing 5 speeches. You can only do 5 at a tournament, so I'm doing 5.
Oh, you can only do 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Bro,
only doing
what?
I'm only doing apologetics and debate, guys. Only apologetics and debate.
You guys are nerds.
It's okay. This is Tanner's first year. This is my 3rd year, so I've done a lot.
Super
Anyway.
experienced.
Anytime you quote C.S. Lewis, though, like your power with homeschool mom judges just shoots through the roof. You know, so anytime
When
you
you
quote Narnia,
When you do a joint quote, though, you could between Lewis and Tolkien, you could just imagine how just like ratings soar.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Ratings go up. Ratings are very high.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing like how my my mood shifts between like what do I enjoy the most and things like that. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I guess, guys, I'll go ahead and just start. What's your favorite and least favorite? You think? Okay, let me rephrase that. What book is going to be your favorite and least favorite? Do you think? Okay, so I'm gonna start. So when I was a kid, I would have said hands down Prince Caspian was my favorite. I think,
Mm-hmm.
and
Agreed.
I'm going to say that's not going to be my favorite this time.
Once again, continue to agree.
I think that it's going to be Magicians and Nephew or Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I think are going to be my favorites. Or maybe Silverchair. I think I'm just going to say Magician's Nephew. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
And Silverchair and Voyage of the Dawn Treader are going to be close behind. And those are the 3 books I would have said were probably my least favorite as a kid. No joke.
Wow.
So it's completely flipped. And then least favorite, gosh. I mean, you can make an argument for Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe just because you've read it so many times and heard the story so many times. Like, it's not a fault of its own by any means. It's awesome. But I'll probably go with Caspian, honestly. Sorry, Prince Caspian, but
Bro.
I think
That's a
it's
very
one.
drastic flip.
Yeah, seriously. From your favorite to your least favorite?
It is. I think Prince Caspian and Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe are probably up there. And then Last Battle, the ending is awesome. Everything else is mid for Narnia. And then Horse and His Boy is pretty good. It'll be in the top mid. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's what I think is going to happen. But like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing how it turns out. So seriously, Voyage of the Dawn Treader probably would have been my least favorite as a kid, or Magician's Nephew. But it's like last time I read through them, I loved them a lot. And Voyage of the Dawn Treader really hit for me. So we'll see what happens. Isaiah Tanner, which one of you wants to go next?
I'll go. You and me tend to agree on these things, so it's going to be very interesting to see how we're not going to agree at all in this series.
Wow.
Anyway, because our likes and dislikes for it are so like they're the opposite. Anyways, the Last Battle is probably going to be it has been my favorite for the past 3 reads. So, and
Yeah, I
that's
bet
the
money
one book.
on that. That's going to be that. Yeah, I would agree. I think that's going to be your favorite.
It is going to be my favorite. It is my favorite. Like, there's no. I read it all the way through. That's the only book that I listened all the way through with my family. All the other ones I only listened to bits and pieces, but that one I sticked all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think originally when I was younger, if I remember, read 2 or 3 was I think I would have said that my favorite was either The Horse and His Boy or The Voyage of the Dawn. No, The Horse and His Boy or The Silver Chair. I'm a very oddball. I kind of like the ones that don't have the movies more than anything else.
Uh-huh.
And then, but I think that I'm tied between going down. We go The Last Battle, then we hit The Magician's Nephew, then we go Silver Chair, Horse and His Boy, and then
Tanner's predicting all 7. Okay. We'll go back at the very end also, and we'll rank all of them at the very end as well.
We will. I did want to see what I am gonna have to listen to this again to remember what I ranked them as. But
you can write it down too. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta listen. These are recorded, you know.
Yes. So I've gone through a lot of them. I'm now on number 5. So
okay.
Wow.
I've
already said
you've read the first 4 all the way through.
The first 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I guess we could talk about it now. Real fast. Do we want to go in chronological order or publication order?
Oh.
What?
Okay, that's hard.
The chronological, I would say.
Chronological as in 1 through 7, or publication.
As in, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then Prince Caspian.
No, I would say.
Then isn't the Voyage of the Dawn Treaders after that, and then we go Silver Chair, Last Battle, and then they have the 2 spin-offs, Magician's Nephew and Horse and His Boy.
Actually.
Yes. I think Last Battle was last, though, right? Like
Last Battle was
Nephew
last.
and Silver Chair in between.
I might have messed it up a little bit. I haven't read it in that order.
Here, let me look it up. So Isaiah, you're in favor of chronological, right? I think I might be too, just for ease. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the one thing where I am not a purist. Like, there are a bunch of people out there. I have friends who are like really serious about you have to read Narnia in publication order. But I, for some reason, am not a purist about that, which is odd because you would think I would be. Okay, here it is. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Silver Chair, Horse and His Boy, Magician's Nephew, Last Battle. So Tanner was right.
Yeah.
And all of these were written within 6 years of each other, all 7.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's impressive how quickly he wrote them.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're really short and they're really fun. You can just see like it flowed really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm in favor of publication just because I haven't done it before.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Dan. I think you're 2-1 outvoted. So unless you get Matthew on your side somehow, then chronological order. Okay. Well, Isaiah, what about you? What do you think are going to be your favorite and least favorite book this time around?
I think my favorite. I don't even remember what my favorite was when I last read it. I think it was either, and it probably still will be the same as the last time. It was either between The Last Battle or The Silver Chair.
Okay.
So it's gonna be one of those 2 for my favorite. I don't know. I feel like The Last Battle might just be more my favorite just because of the whole last battle.
Yeah.
Least favorite, I would have to go with probably Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very debatable.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, it'll probably change.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us are aware that this is going to change.
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
And this is part of the fun of doing this. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else to
This
say?
is going to be amazing. I've been waiting for this forever.
We've been giving our opening thoughts pretty much already, so I think we'll save just specific thoughts for Magician's Nephew next week. It is.
Yep.
So
The Magician's Nephew.
that'll be fun. I'm
Second
looking forward to
favorite.
talking about it. Any other final thoughts, guys, before we sign off?
I would recommend you read it if you haven't read it.
Yes, read along with us,
yeah.
please. Narnia week it's easy, and these will be here forever. So.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, well, let's do some donor shoutouts. Tanner, where would someone go if they wanted a donor shoutout?
They would go to patreon.com/bookinit and would donate to any of our $5 and up tiers.
That's correct. I'm going to say the patron, and then you're going to say which Narnia book you think they would like the most, okay? All right.
And I'm assuming we can repeat books considering...
Yeah. There's only 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could say the untitled Charn spinoff or the untitled Golden Years spinoff. Or I mean, you could be creative. I mean, I don't make these.
I'm good.
I'm still trying
just
to
set the
come up with the
parameters,
name
you
of
guys
that
have fun.
underworld. What's the name of the underworld, guys?
I don't know, Tanner.
Come on, Cooper.
You not have a phone?
I've read too many
believe
books,
in
I don't
you.
remember.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
I'm
Isaiah,
look it
you go
up.
first, then Tanner. Okay, here we go. Nana,
Yeah. Last Battle.
Dan Papiamuela,
The Magician's Nephew.
Mike and Sylvia,
Lion Witch in the Wardrobe.
Mike and Laura,
The Horse and His Boy.
and Jenny and Uncle Sam,
Silverchair.
Moses,
The Horse and His Boy.
Zara,
The Horse and His Boy.
Anna,
The Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Emily,
Prince Caspian.
Becky.
We've said all of them already, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just go again.
Okay, The Silver Chair.
Lizzie,
Last Battle.
and Keenan.
The Silver Chair.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to that Narnia Prelude episode. Hope you have fun reading along with us or just revisiting or listening to our episodes on Narnia. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually really excited to do this. This episode has increased my hype by 20% for sure. And we'll be back next week with The Magician's Nephew, unless Tanner somehow convinces us to do Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, which probably won't happen. So we'll see you then. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating and review for us if you haven't already.
It's called Bism. I
Bism?
found it.
What? Oh, okay.
The place where you can eat diamonds and rubies.
Cool. We'll see you guys next week with the start to Narnia. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Share this episode with your friends because we know they've read Narnia. We'll see you then. But until then,
Keep on booking it.